Good morning, tankers of the Blitz universe. Number 7 in the basic Blitz series. Today I want to talk about ammunition selection. Why is this an important matter? Well, the different types of ammunition you can carry in your tank have different characteristics. The standard round on most of the tanks is the one shown on top here, the AP shell armor piercing round, 75 millimeters of caliber, 77 to 129 penetration, and an average damage of 160 in hit points. Then there's a second type of ammunition shown in the middle here, and it's a premium round. APCR, armor piercing, composite, rigid, same caliber, better penetration, and same amount of damage. Premium ammunition is also referred to as gold ammunition in the game, and that name comes from the fact that it can be bought with gold, but as you can see, I'm touching the button on the right, switching the shell price between gold, 7 amount of gold, to 2,800 credits. Yes, you can buy premium ammunition with credits. If you haven't switched that button yet, do so, because it's a potential gold trap and you don't want to be spending your gold on ammunition if you can buy it with credits. Cheapest ammunition is a high explosive. It's the cheapest ammunition. It does the least amount of penetration, as you can see, but it also does the biggest damage. Some new players usually load up the tank with high explosive thinking it will do a lot of damage, but it only does that amount of damage if it penetrates. And as you can see, on smaller caliber guns like this one on the Panzer III, penetration is lacking. 19 to 31 penetration is not good enough to punch through most of the armor, especially when it's angled. Bigger guns usually do bigger damage, and I'm going to show you some more types of premium ammunition. Here in tier 6 I have the 3485, same types, AP, APCR, Crumble, AP, APCR, but this Japanese Cheeto gets an enhanced AP round as premium ammunition. You can also see the amounts of money you need to spend, on credits you need to spend to get your ammunition better. This one, the T54, does a whopping 247 to 412 penetration on its heat round premium ammo, but it costs you almost 5k per round. And let's not talk about the credit price needed for the hash rounds on the Centurion, because they come above 5k per round. Do massive damage, set engines alight, ablaze. So it's a good round to use, but be careful with it. Don't spam it around like it's some kind of cornflakes or stuff, because it will cost you. The first bit of gameplay for you today is a tier 4 game at Rockfield. I'm driving the Panzer IV-D again. Versatile tank, armor profile is decent, but it won't bounce a lot, so you need to be patient with it. Rate of fire is fairly slow, but it does good solid damage numbers, either in tier 4 like we're doing here, being top tier, or bottom tier in a tier 5 game. So it's a good training tank, good gun depression. I'd like to move up here on the bunker area, reach this plateau, and we'll see what happens here. First target up, T28. No need to switch to high explosive because his frontal armor is too thick for me. AP round through his frontal armor, and I'm moving back into cover to let myself get a shot ready. I'm not trying to shoot this Hetzer. I hope for him to turn far enough for me to hit his side armor, and he does. Thank you very much, Mr. Hetzer. Covenanter was way too aggressive. Although he has an autoloader and he can do a quite nice DPM, rushing into the enemy is not very good to do. One more shot in the T28. He exposes too much of himself. I expose less, only come out when I'm ready to fire, and I kill him. Switch to high explosive because I want to shoot his T46. He's thinly armored, I can't shoot him. Move into the dip over here and shot, which leaves just 3 hit points on a T82. Back to AP because there's a Lee charging in through his front plate. It's angled, but I'm higher than him. High ground usually has an advantage, so I can shoot him now, reducing him to 72. So this Hetzer can take care of him. But if he fails, I'm gonna take the kill. And here you're gonna see me use high explosive on the Lecto again because he is a thinly armored tank destroyer. Unfortunately, I hit the top of his tracks, so I only do 53 splash damage. And that's one of the features also of high explosive. Although Wargaming advertises it as doing splash damage and doing damage every time, I've had the occasional bounce with high explosive doing no splash damage. But it's useful for killing off low health enemies, resetting the base, etc. And it does save you a bit on credits because high explosives costs next to nothing. As you can see, 180 on a high explosive round on a T82, and here the track shot on that Electo for 53, which doesn't cost me any credits at all. Like I said, finishing off low tier enemies with high explosive, this Electo gets down to 18, one shot from me into him, finishes off him nicely. High explosive is also useful to shoot at tanks who present the back of you, because usually the engine deck or rear plates aren't thickly armored. You can see me here switch to high explosive, and because I want to shoot his T44, let the reticle shrink down, aim on the engine deck, and almost 1k of damage into him. For, like I said, almost no cost in credits. Bit unfortunate on a T62, it hits his tracks for no damage, but I do track him, get a bit of assistance damage, and it's fine. And one more example of quickly switching to the proper type of ammunition. That big juicy T34 would have been a nicer target, but me ganging up with the T44 on the spick and taking 2 high explosive rounds into his rear and side, get him from 1k of full health within what's it like 20 seconds to 0. So that's it for today. I hope it was useful. I hope you can take something from it to the battlefield. Those German lights and the medium line, the Japanese tanks, are the prime targets for high explosive because they are thinly armored. But then again, the back of other tanks, if you can shoot them in the engine deck, that's quite appealing too. Thank you all for watching again. Spread the word, subscribe to the channel, and happy tanking for now. Cheers all.